On Billboard tonight, students of the John Godber Foundation, a Seaside showcase, and winners of an International Literary Prize. Welcome to Billboard with me, Ted Stanley, for a seasonal roundup of arts and entertainment in East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. There is good news for Panto lovers in Lincolnshire, where Hammond Productions are staging Mother Goose, live on stage at the Riverhead Theatre from the 27th of January. Details of ticket sales and social distancing guidelines are on the theatre website. Among other fare of online pantos, Hull Truck are staging Prince Charming, a Christmas cracker.
You know, so throughout all this, we've had scenario A to Z. So, I mean, I've always described it as like you're trying to cross a really turbulent river by a series of stepping stones. And sometimes, you know, you can get to stone number 3, but you'll have to wait to see if you can have a stride enough to get onto the next one. So it really has been about, okay, so if we can't get onto that one, what do we do then? So, you know, we were preparing for it. So when it came, it was no surprise. So we were just ready to go, really. And throughout all this, we've been lucky to be very well informed and connected.
Let's cut to the chase here, because people will maybe aware because of the web and brochures about the production you've got, Prince Charming, but cut to the chase. What's it? What take have you made? What have you done to it?
So it's called Prince Charming's Christmas Cracker.
Yes.
So I sort of started with a sort of cheeky title, and so we started this notion that Prince Charming would be throwing his annual knees up, which just happened to be called the Christmas Cracker. So, so I was sort of riffing a little bit on Christmas TV Christmas shows I'd seen by celebrities, you know. And although I've written it, you know, I have been heavily influenced by the comedic television stars of my youth, really. And, you know, the Pythons, Blackadder, there's kind of echoes of that in there. So the story really is Prince Charming holds an annual Christmas ball called the Christmas Cracker, and it is set post the story that you know. So this is after the glass slipper incident. This is after the prince finds his princess Cinderella. But the conundrum I've given them is that they're not married yet.
Prince Charming will be free to access on the theatre website from the 23rd of December. The Godber Theatre Foundation aims to support a select number of young people studying drama and theatre arts who will receive mentorship, professional experience and financial support.
My name is Caitlin Townend and I am a student at the London School of Musical Theatre and I am training in musical theatre.
I'm Catherine Gilroy and I'm currently in my second year of my 3-year BA acting course at Arran North in Greater Manchester.
My name is Natalie Ware and I'm a 3rd year student at Liverpool Hub University, studying a Bachelor of Arts degree in drama and popular music.
When I first discovered the foundation, what really struck me was their importance to help young creatives and performers in the area.
Being accepted onto the Godber Theatre Foundation has honestly just been such a blessing. Getting the opportunity to talk to people who are in the industry as actors, as stage managers, like just loads of different people has been insane, and I feel incredibly lucky to be part of this foundation.
Being part of the John Godber Foundation means I'm able to gain mentorship and guidance in order to achieve future goals, and being part of something special just shows how the arts can make a difference.
Even in a lockdown, we have had some fantastic Zoom sessions from an array of people.
And having the support as well, not just from the Godbers, but from our patron Andrew Lincoln and from the amazing people we've had the pleasure of talking with.
Absolutely inspiring, especially when the theatre industry is where it is. It was just really a beam of light in a very dark time for performers and theatre creatives.
Already I've been part of Zoom calls with industry professionals, which has been so inspiring, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
I'm really very grateful for the opportunities I've already received and for the future opportunities. I'm really excited to see where the foundation goes.
And it just gets me so excited to get into the industry once I graduate, and I do feel very, very lucky to be a part of this whole little family that we have.
Further details from the Foundation website. Other support for creative arts comes from Spark Grimsby, who will be providing business support to help artists, writers and other creative people with professional development. Other support for writers comes from Lincolnshire Writers, who have just received further funding from the National Lottery Community Fund to continue the support and development of writing groups in the region. And the IAM Fund will support local charitable organisations that connect children and young people to performance arts.
It was left by a lady called Audrey Mosey, who left £1.3 million in her will, and her dream was to connect more young people with the arts. She was a passionate dancer, she loved the arts, and she wanted to be able to give more opportunities to people in our area, particularly children. So the IAM Fund was born out of her legacy, and it's been around for a year now, supporting some fantastic local projects. And I've come into this role to be able to help create more connections, give more support to the arts sector, which right now is really important, and be able to find out what the demands and what the challenges are currently for people working in the arts, especially with young people.
What sort of numbers and what sort of organisations have been supported so far?
Quite a variety. Obviously, in the last 9 months, it's been a very, very different situation for the arts, and the IAM Fund provided COVID-19 support to quite a few organisations to run digital projects. But generally, there's been online workshops during that process with Pocklington Arts Centre, Castaway Ghoul, East Riding Theatre. Similarly, we've just recently funding Smashing Mirrors Theatre. They're going to be doing a film project, which is really exciting. And a whole variety. So I think it's safe to say there's lots of opportunity, and I'm here to try and make people more aware of what the fund is and that it's open to conversation.
Who then is the IAM Fund supposed to be aimed at? Because you mentioned organisations there, but individuals also need help.
Yep, so the IAM Fund's open to both individuals and organisations. I'm particularly interested in investing in local talent, so young people that might need the financial support to further their training or careers.
Support will also be available from local musicians from Big Local North Cleethorpes, who are sponsoring a musical showcase of local talent on our sister channel CleeTV.
The walks on the night, I'm talking to God, I'm singing why oh why. Little sister, don't you do what your big sister does. Don't you do what your big sister does. Don't you do what your big sister does.
Musical talent has also been a regular feature of Billboard in 2020, from international artists like Drury Felix, who sadly passed away this year, to rising stars like Rachel Makena, who wrote and performed the theme song for our international writing competition.
Feel the earth beneath my feet. Yes, I would, if I only could.
Honey, loving, much the same. Wherever I have played, ever I've thrown the dice.
Shine a light through an open door, and love and life I will divide. Turn away, 'cause I need you more. Feel the heartbeat in my mind.
Oh, the country.
From music to literature, here are the eagerly anticipated winners of the 2020 International Literary Prize. The 2020 Hammond House International Literary Prize, sponsored by the University Centre Grimsby, attracted a record number of entries from over 25 countries around the world. The theme of survival inspired a diverse range of short stories, poetry and screenplays, from terrifying fantasies to eye-opening contemporary fiction. This year's entries have been thrilling, funny, daring and moving. A step change in the overall quality of writing this year made selecting the shortlist a challenging task for our judging panel of professional authors, university lecturers and previous winners of the prize. In the screenplay category, the judges were impressed by the wide-ranging themes and professional formatting. The results of the category are: in third place, Suppressed by Alexandra Fritzerman from the United Kingdom. In second place, The Bouquet by Richard Layton from the United Kingdom. The visual layout of the winning entry was clear and inviting. The judges enjoyed the descriptions of the location, the time and the action of the events that were unfolding, and the characters were well thought out. The fantasy sequences were carefully delivered as an integral part of the story. But most of all, it was a haunting story that stayed with the reader long after the reading. The winner of this year's screenplay category is The Fallen by Bobby Calloway from Ireland. In the poetry category, the judges were impressed by the wide scope of styles, subjects and stories from which the entrants drew their inspiration. Highly commended entries from the shortlist are published now on the Hammond House website and Facebook page. The results of the poetry category are: in third place, Dirt by Mason Nunemaker from the United States. In second place, Remembrance Day by Tim Taylor from the United Kingdom. The winning poem impressed the judges because of its powerful, evocative and highly original description in giving voice to a form of life that has no words. The use of the language is brilliant. Like all the best poems, it does not give up its meaning too easily. It invites the reader to unwrap the layers of its mystery, telling a story is tender and sad, but ultimately hopeful. The winner of the 2000 Poetry Prize is Walkabout by Jean Cooper Moran from the United Kingdom. The short story category draws entries from the diverse cultures of 5 continents, telling stories that are moving, intriguing, funny, nostalgic and all emotions in between. The judges were impressed by the top 3 entries for their real mastery of the prose, gripping narrative, theme and characterisation. Highly commended entries from the shortlist are published now on the Hammond House website and Facebook page. The results of the short story category are: in third place, Snakes in the Grass by Natalie Hamill from Australia. In second place, Appleskins by Charlotte McCormack from the United Kingdom. And the judges loved the winning story for its simplicity, creative economy that belied its complex structure. It drew them into a story that gradually revealed the layers that lay behind the immediate predicament. The winner of the short story for 2020 is Black Madonna by Kate Kahn from the United Kingdom. Each year the judges choose a favourite story or poem that didn't make the shortlist for inclusion in the anthologies, and a small selection are also chosen to reflect the worldwide participation and cultural diversity of the competition. Details are available now on the Hammond House website and Facebook page. Thank you to our competition judges and to all the writers who have produced such extraordinary work. And congratulations to our winners and shortlisted entries. We are looking forward to publishing the anthologies and presenting the awards at our literary festival next year, and to reading your entries for the 2021 competition. Look out for new categories, bigger prizes, and the Star-Spangled theme. With music venues in lockdown, our own songbird Kirsty has been finding some live concerts for you to enjoy online, while observing social distancing along with the rest of the Billboard team. Step away from the mistletoe, Kirsty.
For more than 50 years, Martin Carthy has been one of folk music's most enthusiastic exponents and greatest innovators, inspiring Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, and the whole generation of folk artists that emerged from the folk revival of the 1960s. You can enjoy the company and music of this charming, charismatic, and at times controversial character live in your living room on Saturday, the 16th of January.
Was it stealing or murder of any?
A Christmas Carol in Concert is an acclaimed retelling of Charles Dickens's seasonal story from Green Matthews. This best-loved Yuletide adventure, broadcast on Monday the 21st of December, is presented in an hour-long performance of narrative song, using new lyrics set to traditional English folk and carol melodies. Fans of Justin Bieber, and I understand there are some, can enjoy a live New Year's Eve concert in collaboration with T-Mobile on the 31st of December. The show starts at 10:15 and is free to the carrier's customers and $25 for all others. Jazz drummer and composer Moses Boyd draws from a rich tapestry of influences, weaving together grime, Afrobeat, house, jungle and soca, all threaded throughout his overarching jazz foundations. He performs songs from his new album Dark Matter, live from the Barbican on Sunday the 7th of January. Glasgow's Celtic Connections Festival celebrates the links between Celtic music and cultures across the globe, featuring folk, roots, indie and world music. This online event, which includes ceilidhs, workshops, talks, dancing, art exhibitions and free activities, runs from the 15th of January to the 2nd of February. And finally, for musical theatre fans, Sarah Brightman reunites with Andrew Lloyd Webber and Alla Jones for her first ever live-streamed concert. A Christmas Symphony comes from London's Christchurch Spitalfields on Sunday the 20th of December. Tickets from sarahbrighton.com will raise funds for the Global Food Banking Network.
Capacity Building is working with local communities in North East Lincolnshire to encourage a healthy lifestyle, reduce food bills and bring communities together by encouraging people to grow and cook their own fresh produce.
We decided it'd be a good idea to encourage people to have a go either at home or on an allotment or in a community garden to create produce for themselves.
Oh, the Green Box scheme is marvellous. It's getting people to encourage to grow from seeds, from bulbs.
I heard about the Green Box project. I thought that gives me a good start.
It's really good, and lots of people have passed comments how nice it is to receive something.
Projects like this are very, very important because there is a lot of people out there who don't know how to grow. If we can get them people just growing a little bit of their own, the first thing they will do is taste the taste of the stuff, how much better.
We've been overwhelmed with the number of photographs, and several of them started taking video clips themselves and then sharing them with us.
Not only does it give us all lovely fresh fruit and vegetables, it's actually incredibly good to keep your mind working
I think if you can get people involved, it stops them from being lonely.
We can give these boxes out to people that we think can grow them at home, to encourage them to get started into vegetable growing.
And if we can do things in our communities that relieve the amount of costs to people's food bills, then that's all going to help people be more resilient.
We need to get out, especially under these unprecedented times when we need to get out and about. We need to put our coats on, our hats on, our gloves and go for a walk.
But it's not even just about the gardening, it's about getting out there and meeting other people like-minded, and it's going to build the community, you know.
Capturing that enthusiasm that's in there in the community already and then helping them along their journey.
It's not too expensive to eat healthily if you put your mind to it. You just have to think out the box, or in the box in this case.
Coming up on tonight's show, an artistic celebration of our NHS Heroes and a Seaside showcase from Cleethorpes. But first, here's actress Liz Drury with our Christmas film review. Is it all Toy Story and Tinseltown tonight, Liz?
On Film Review tonight, a time-bending thriller, an erotic drama of love and betrayal, and a family fantasy for fans of steampunk. But first, Gavin O'Connor's The Way Back, starring Ben Affleck as a down-and-out sporting star who's offered redemption in the form of a chance to coach the basketball team at his alma mater. The cliched storyline of the sports redemption genre is uplifted by the respect with which O'Connor treats the material and Affleck's haunting performance.
I just want you to be happy again, but you gotta want it too.
Keep pressing, trapping, taking charges. You guys earned this tonight.
Lee Chung-hyun's supernatural thriller The Call spins its audacious premise into a hugely effective and entertaining game of cat and mouse. Two people live in different times, Seo-yeon in the present and Young-suk in the past. One phone call connects the two and their lives are changed forever.
아빠한테 무슨 짓을 한 거야?
내가 왜 경찰한테 잡히는지 정확하게 알아.
진짜 네가 그랬구나. 너 내가 찾아서 죽여버렸어.
이런 사소한 거는 사람 인생이 바뀐다니까.
Our second Korean film tonight is Park Chan-wook's The Handmaiden, an erotic, disturbing and beautifully photographed drama of love, betrayal and passion. With help from an orphaned pickpocket, a Korean con man devises an elaborate plot to seduce a wealthy Japanese woman and steal her inheritance. Our family film tonight, Jingle Jangle, takes us on a musical journey to Cobbleton, where the fanciful inventions of legendary toy maker Jeronicus Jangle burst with whimsy and wonder. But when a trusted apprentice steals his most prized creation, it's up to his inventive granddaughter to heal his wounds and reawaken the magic within.
No matter who you are, no matter what you do, the magic lives inside of you.
On DVD and Blu-ray, The Farthest from Screenbound, Aniara from Arrow Video and London in the Raw from BFI are also worth a look. Merry Christmas!
A special exhibition of work by York-based artist Karen Winship celebrates the heroes of the NHS who have worked tirelessly to support the local community during the COVID crisis.
When York-based artist Karen Winship offered to paint a portrait of an NHS worker, she was overwhelmed by the response. And this display of NHS heroes on the railings of All Saints Church in Pocklington was created, double the size of her original work.
I put a message out on Facebook it was supposed to be the first person to come to me, an NHS worker, and I would offer a free portrait. This was instigated by an artist called Tom Croft, and so that was something I got on board with, and with that it meant that I had lots of people get in touch with me, and so I did 10. And then I got more publicity through the BBC and I was inundated. So I decided to stop at 24 in the end. So I've got people from all over. I've got my daughter, she is an occupational therapist at York. So she was quite a good one to sort of start with. But then I've got them from Northern Ireland, from Scotland, a lot up in Newcastle. So they're from all over really. But there are some local people as well from York and surrounding areas.
Karen says it didn't really take long to do them.
Normally I would work with a sitter, so a live sitter in front of me. But obviously with this I can't work with a live sitter, so I was working from photographs. So it was slightly quicker because you're not getting distracted by talking to a sitter. But having said that, it was quite intense because when you're sat looking at a painting for hours on end, you do get very involved in what you see in the picture, and because they're taken at the time of the NHS workers working, it was quite stressful for them. So it was quite an intense few hours. So I would say each painting probably took me on average about 8 hours, so relatively quick.
How surprised were you in the end to be inundated? Because some of these people probably want to just have they do their job, then they go home. So do you get this sort of profile for them? Some may be very reluctant.
I found that people were very happy to take part and wanted to be recognised for what they were doing and wanted that sort of voice, and the offer of a free portrait obviously is always a bonus. But have had such a brilliant response from what I've done, the feedback I've got from them, and saying that it's been such a difficult time them working in the NHS and the hospitals that they've worked in, that just have a little bit of excitement of a painting arriving or something like that has just sort of brightened the days. So that's lovely. That's payment enough, really.
Karen has also had one of her works featured in Tom Croft's book in aid of NHS charities. In this case, it was Samantha, a Leeds medical student. This is one of a number of outdoor events being promised by the Pocklington Arts Centre because of the pandemic. This exhibition is due to come down on the 4th of January. This is Tony Barker, Billboard TV, Pocklington.
A fitting tribute to our NHS heroes. In other art news, the Hammond House Gallery in Louth is now open after recent lockdown, providing opportunities for local artists to showcase their work and local residents to collect original art.
I was originally born and bred in Liverpool, and then started my artistic career at 17. And then from then on, I've either been involved in my own personal artwork or I've been educated as an educator, because I have taught art for 40 years. I work in a variety of media and have done throughout my career, but I would say I tend to work towards a project. The Hammond House Gallery is a great opportunity for local artists to show their work, because it's great being an artist and it's great being in your studio and painting and doing your own thing, but if you don't get it out there for other people to see, it can be a bit disheartening and you need some feedback. So that's why Hammond House Gallery will be a great asset to the community, because it allows local artists that particular showcase. The idea is that people will apply to take on part of the gallery for a month. They'll get the support of the people at the gallery. They will have the opportunity to sell, but more than anything, they will get that feedback. And I think that feedback is absolutely vital to any artist in what they're doing. Hopefully, once we're established, we will be able to run workshops when COVID is allowing us to do that. We'll be able to run workshops, we'll be able to run classes, and also groups that can actually support each other. But also maybe it will take away some of that fear people have about art that it's a little bit elitist. I would hope that people would pop into the gallery just to have a look and see, and maybe think, actually this is something that I can get into, this is something that I can hang on my walls.
A documentary series tracing the history of entertainment in the seaside town of Cleethorpes attracted over 5,000 visitors to its launch event earlier this month. From the bathing bells of the 1930s, wartime concerts on the pier, music events of every kind and high-tech spectaculars of the present day, concerts, carnivals, parades and festivals have been a much-loved feature of seaside towns like Cleethorpes. You can see the full series on the CleeTV channel. Now, with news of more entertainment you can enjoy online, broadcaster Gemma Lidgard has been busy in her kitchen cooking up some festive fare. Any mince pies left, Gemma?
Cheers, Ted. I'm getting very festive in my kitchen. I've never made so many mince pies in my life before. Now, with over 135 adaptations and counting of Charles Dickens' beloved A Christmas Carol, I'm sure that you all know and love the tale of the stingy Ebenezer Scrooge. Well, this year you can enjoy 2 more servings of the festive tale from the comfort of your own home. Read by Sean Baker, you can listen to a reading of the classic novel over on BBC Sounds. And from the 11th of December through to the 31st, you can watch a stage production of the tale online with original music and award-winning animation.
Good Spirit, assure me that I yet may change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life. Join us online this festive season for A Christmas Carol. Tickets available at the lbt.org.
With many theatres in the area still unable to open due to the current restrictions, some are taking to YouTube. You can see Caxton Theatres take on Alan Bannett's Talking Heads with a selection of monologues and sketches. Watch the first 2, Love Hearts and Guilt of the Innocents, on their YouTube channel. And on the Louth Playgoers YouTube channel, you can enjoy Murder at Biddlestone Manor, a Cluedo-inspired murder mystery musical written exclusively for the Senior Summer Workshop of 2020.
It was a typical warm summer's day. Half the country was in lockdown, while the other half could go to pubs but not theatres. So not that typical.
Do you know, it's true what they say, there is no place like home. So, here's a festive treat that you can watch from the comfort of your own living room. From the 19th of December through to the 3rd of January, you'll be whisked away down the yellow brick road with Creation Theatre's The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Performed live on Zoom and featuring drag star Legato Chocolat, this production is sure to bring Christmas cheer to your homes. You can buy tickets online at creationtheatre.co.uk. And there's more Christmas fun that you can enjoy from the comfort of your own home with King's Head Theatre's Snow White in the 7 months of lockdown. Get your magic mirrors ready for this interactive online panto where you choose what happens next. This one-of-a-kind production is available to view at kingsheadtheatre.com until the 31st of December.
Power, don't forsake any day, 'cause this day might have the hour that makes this day not like every other day.
Well, that's almost all for our last show of 2020. You can keep up to date with the latest entertainment news on our Facebook page, and to make sure you don't miss any of our programmes, click the subscribe button below. If you have a story you would like us to feature on Billboard, email details to news@billboardtv.uk. But for now, our very best wishes for Christmas from everyone on the Billboard team. We are looking forward to a better year to come. Please take care and stay safe during these difficult times. My grateful thanks to our team of industry professionals, actors, journalists, researchers and production staff, who give their time freely to bring you entertaining news, entertaining guests and great music.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
From East Yorkshire, this is Tony Barker wishing my colleagues at Billboard TV and the arts world in Hull and East Riding a Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year.
I would just like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And be sure to eat as many mince pies as you possibly can, just like me. And I look forward to seeing you next year.
Merry Christmas.
A bit more enthusiasm than that.
Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber.
And be sure to eat as many mince pies as you possibly can, like me.
Choking on it. Merry Christmas, everybody.